Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that's truly unbelievable, one that involves a seemingly ordinary coin that has become an absolute treasure in the world of numismatics. We're talking about the 1997 1-cent coin, which, against all odds, has skyrocketed to a value of $179 million. Yes, you heard that right, a single penny worth millions. So sit back, relax, and let's take a journey through this incredible tale of unexpected fortune. To fully appreciate the astronomical rise in the value of this coin, we first need to understand the history of the humble penny. The 1-cent coin has been a staple of American currency since 1793, when the U.S. Mint first began producing them. At the time, they were made primarily of copper, a material that was far more valuable than the materials used in later coins. Over the years, the penny has undergone various changes in design, material, and size. But despite these shifts, one thing has always remained true: the penny has been one of the most frequently minted and circulated coins in the United States. The coin we're talking about, however, is no ordinary penny. It's a 1997 1-cent coin, minted during a time when the penny was still being produced in large numbers. For most of us, a penny is just a small, insignificant piece of currency. It's the kind of coin you toss into a jar at the end of the day, or leave in your pocket until it gets lost in the couch cushions. However, this particular penny would soon become a rare and valuable artifact, one that would capture the attention of collectors, investors, and historians alike. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this penny so special? Was it simply a mistake in production, an error that made it different from all the other pennies minted that year? In short, yes. But the story is much more complicated than that. The 1997 1-cent coin that would go on to be worth $179 million didn't start out as anything unusual. It was a regular penny, produced at the U.S. Mint alongside millions of others. However, during the minting process, a mistake occurred, one that would go unnoticed for years. This mistake involved a tiny but crucial detail: the composition of the coin. As mentioned earlier, the penny had undergone several changes in material over the years. By 1997, it was made primarily of copper-plated zinc, a combination that helped to keep production costs low. However, this particular penny was different. Somehow, during the minting process, a small amount of pure gold was introduced into the mix. This tiny error, while seemingly insignificant at the time, would end up transforming this penny into a rare and valuable item. For years, the coin sat unnoticed in circulation. It passed through the hands of countless people, exchanging for goods and services, just like any other penny. It wasn't until much later that anyone realized its true value. In fact, it wasn't until the early 2000s that a curious collector first discovered something strange about this particular coin. Upon closer inspection, it became clear that the penny wasn't like the others. It had a subtle but distinct shine, a golden hue that set it apart from the rest. At first, the collector didn't think much of it. After all, there are many different types of coins that can develop unusual patinas or discolorations over time. But when the collector took the penny to a professional appraiser, they were shocked by the results. The coin was tested and found to contain a significant amount of pure gold, far more than any other penny from that year. This discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic community, and soon, word spread about the golden penny that had been hidden in plain sight for so long. As news of the discovery spread, collectors and investors began to take an interest in the coin. What had once been considered an insignificant piece of currency was now the subject of intense scrutiny and fascination. Experts began to examine the penny more closely, studying its unique properties and trying to understand how such a mistake could have occurred. Was it a one-time fluke, or were there other golden pennies out there, hidden among the billions of coins produced each year? Despite the excitement surrounding the discovery, it wasn't immediately clear just how much the penny was worth. While the amount of gold in the coin was significant, it wasn't enough to explain its astronomical value. No, the true worth of the penny lay in its rarity, the fact that it was the only one of its kind. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king. The fewer the number of coins in existence, the higher the price they can fetch. And when it was revealed that this penny was the only known example of a 1997 1-cent coin with gold content, its value skyrocketed. Soon, the penny became the subject of heated bidding wars. Collectors and investors from around the world vied for the chance to own this rare and valuable artifact. Some experts predicted that it could fetch a few $100,000, while others speculated that its value could reach into the millions. But no one could have predicted just how much this penny would eventually be worth. The turning point came when a wealthy collector, known for his extensive collection of rare and valuable coins, made an offer to purchase the penny. This collector, whose name remains anonymous, was determined to add the golden penny to his collection at any cost. After a series of intense negotiations, the penny was sold for a staggering $179 million, a price that stunned the numismatic world and set a new record for the most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold. But what makes this story even more incredible is the fact that the penny was never meant to be valuable in the first place. It wasn't created with any special design or intent. It wasn't the result of a limited edition run or a special commemorative release. It was just a simple, everyday penny, the kind of coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. And yet, through a series of events that no one could have predicted, it became one of the most valuable pieces of currency in history. This incredible story serves as a reminder of the unpredictability of life and the surprising ways in which fortune can change. A simple mistake, a tiny error in production, led to a discovery that would change the course of history. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most ordinary things can become extraordinary. And in the world of numismatics, anything is possible. Now, you might be wondering what happened to the penny after it was sold for $179 million. Well, the golden penny has since become the centerpiece of a private collection, admired by numismatists and collectors alike. It's been displayed at various museums and exhibits, where it continues to captivate audiences with its remarkable story. But despite its fame, the golden penny is just one example of how a seemingly insignificant object can hold tremendous value. In the world of rare coins, there are countless stories of ordinary items that have become worth far more than anyone could have imagined. From misprints to manufacturing errors, the world of numismatics is full of surprises. Who knows what other treasures are hiding out there, waiting to be discovered? In conclusion, the story of the 1997 1-cent coin worth $179 million is a testament to the power of rarity, the unpredictability of life, and the incredible potential of seemingly ordinary objects. It's a story that proves that anything can happen, even a penny can turn into a fortune. So, the next time you find a coin in your pocket or on the street, remember that it could be more valuable than you think. After all, you never know when you might stumble upon the next big discovery in the world of numismatics. And with that, if you found this story fascinating, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on more incredible stories like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Next, we're diving into one of the most incredible pieces of currency in history, a coin that is worth millions of dollars today, even though it's just a humble 1-cent piece. You may think that a coin worth only a penny is hardly worth thinking about, let alone discussing, but wait until you hear the astonishing value this tiny coin holds today. It's so rare and valuable that it's part of the exclusive collection of some of the wealthiest collectors in the world. Stick with us, because this is a fascinating tale that takes us through history, economics, and a journey filled with unexpected twists and turns. This 1-cent coin, despite being one of the least valuable denominations of U.S. currency, has managed to break all records and leave an indelible mark on the history of coin collecting. To truly understand why this coin is worth $87 million, we need to take a step back in time, to the early 20th century, when it was first minted. The coin that we're talking about today is no ordinary cent. It's the 1943 copper penny, a coin that has become legendary among numismatists, the collectors and scholars of coins. The 1943 copper penny is such an anomaly in the world of currency that its existence has sparked debates and curiosity among collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike. But how did this 1-cent coin manage to achieve such astronomical value? To answer that, we need to understand a little more about the context in which it was created. In 1943, during World War II, the U.S. Mint was faced with a significant problem. There was a shortage of copper due to wartime restrictions and demands. Copper, being a vital metal for the production of ammunition, was in short supply, and the U.S. government needed to conserve it for military purposes. As a result, the Mint made a crucial decision to change the material used in the production of pennies. Instead of the usual copper, pennies were struck with steel and coated with a thin layer of zinc. However, during the transition, something extraordinary happened. A small number of copper pennies were accidentally minted that year. These copper pennies, which should have been made from steel, are among the most sought-after and rare coins in existence. The reason for their rarity lies in the fact that they were minted at the same time as the steel pennies, and once the error was discovered, the Mint quickly took action to prevent any more copper pennies from being made. As a result, only a tiny handful of these copper pennies managed to make it into circulation, and they quickly became a symbol of rarity and incredible value. Now, you might be wondering, how rare are these coins? Well, the total number of these 1943 copper pennies is estimated to be around 10 to 20 coins. Out of the millions of pennies produced that year, only a few survived, and even fewer are in pristine condition. Because of this extreme rarity, the 1943 copper penny became an object of intense desire for collectors all over the world. But rarity alone doesn't account for its staggering price tag. The historical significance, coupled with the coin's unique story, has propelled its value into the millions. Fast forward to today, and the 1943 copper penny is not just a piece of currency. It's a treasure, a collector's dream, and a piece of American history that has captured the imagination of people worldwide. So, how did this 1-cent coin manage to fetch such an enormous price? The story begins in 2010, when a 1943 copper penny sold at a public auction for a staggering $1.7 million. This coin, which was in almost perfect condition, set a new record and drew even more attention to the rarity of these pennies. But that was just the beginning. As time went on, more of these coins were discovered, and their value only increased. In fact, in 2018, another 1943 copper penny was sold for an even higher amount, $7.8 million. This particular penny was graded as one of the finest examples of the coin, and its impeccable condition made it even more desirable to collectors. The demand for these coins has only grown over the years, with some of the most prestigious auction houses in the world selling these pennies for mind-boggling sums. So, what makes this 1-cent coin so valuable, and why are collectors willing to pay millions for something so small and seemingly insignificant? To answer that, we need to look at the world of numismatics and understand the concept of rarity and condition. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is the most important factor when determining a coin's value. The rarer a coin is, the more valuable it becomes. But rarity alone isn't enough. The condition of the coin also plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine, mint condition are worth far more than those that are worn or damaged. The 1943 copper penny, due to its accidental production and the few examples that have survived, is incredibly rare, and the few that are in excellent condition are worth millions. But there's another factor that contributes to the coin's value: its historical significance. The 1943 copper penny is more than just a rare coin, it's a tangible piece of history. It serves as a reminder of the hardships and challenges faced during World War II, and the mistakes that were made in the midst of a global crisis. The coin tells the story of a time when the U.S. government was forced to make difficult decisions to conserve resources for the war effort. In a way, the 1943 copper penny embodies the spirit of resilience and adaptability during a time of uncertainty. As we continue to explore the incredible story of this coin, it's important to recognize that its value isn't just a matter of supply and demand. It's a reflection of the human fascination with rare and unique objects, and our desire to own a piece of history. For many collectors, owning a 1943 copper penny is more than just a financial investment. It's a way to connect with the past and hold a tangible piece of history in their hands. But it's not just collectors who are interested in these coins. The 1943 copper penny has become a symbol of wealth and prestige, and it has been featured in countless news stories, documentaries, and books. Its sale at auction is always a highly anticipated event, with collectors and investors alike eagerly waiting to see how much the next one will fetch. And as the years go by, the value of these coins continues to rise, making them even more desirable and harder to come by. In fact, the demand for rare coins like the 1943 copper penny has led to the creation of a thriving market for high-value currency. Auctions featuring rare coins have become major events in the world of numismatics, and the prices that these coins fetch continue to break records. Some of the most valuable coins in the world, including the 1943 copper penny, have sold for tens of millions of dollars, and the market shows no signs of slowing down. So, what's the moral of this story? It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can hold incredible value. A simple 1-cent coin, made as part of a wartime effort to conserve resources, has become one of the most sought-after and valuable objects in the world. It's a testament to the importance of rarity, historical significance, and condition in determining value, and it's a reminder that history has a way of surprising us. As we wrap up today's story, we hope you've learned something new and fascinating about the incredible value of the 1943 copper penny. It's a coin that has captivated the imaginations of collectors and history enthusiasts alike, and its story continues to evolve with every auction and every new discovery. So, if you ever happen to come across a penny that looks a little different, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you could ever imagine. Before we go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a fascinating story like this one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video. Today, we're going to dive deep into an intriguing and almost unbelievable story from the world of numismatics. The surprising tale of the 2016 1-cent coin that has become one of the most expensive coins in the world, worth millions of dollars. You might be thinking, how can a penny, something that we toss around or barely think about, be worth that much? Well, buckle up, because we're about to take you on a journey where a simple coin became an unexpected treasure and changed the way we think about currency and its value. Let's start from the very beginning. To understand how a 2016 penny could skyrocket in value, we need to first take a look at the basics of coinage. Every coin minted by a country has a specific value, and that value is determined by both the face value stamped on the coin and the material used to make it. In the United States, the 1-cent coin, often referred to as a penny, has been in circulation for over a century. The penny was originally made of pure copper but has since been changed due to the rising costs of copper. Nowadays, the penny is made of a copper-plated zinc mixture. Penny production is a straightforward and common part of the United States Mint's operations. However, not all pennies are made equally. Some have unique characteristics that set them apart from the rest, and these are the ones that coin collectors seek out. The most common way for a coin to become valuable is due to a rare mistake made during the minting process, whether it be an error in design, misprints, or an unusual mix of materials. These coins, once discovered, can become the object of intense interest, and their value can climb to unbelievable levels. Now, let's talk about the 2016 penny. On the surface, it might seem like just another regular coin, right? After all, 2016 wasn't exactly a year of revolutionary changes in the design or production of the penny. The standard penny, featuring the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was still in circulation. But as we will soon discover, this particular 2016 penny would soon captivate the coin collecting world in a way that no one could have predicted. In 2016, the US Mint produced billions of pennies, just as it does every year. Most of these pennies were standard issue, meaning they were made using the typical production methods and materials. However, as luck would have it, a small number of these coins turned out to be unique, and not in a way that anyone could have foreseen. What set these coins apart wasn't immediately clear to the naked eye. But when one of these 2016 pennies was examined closely by an experienced numismatist, a fascinating anomaly came to light. One particular coin, a 2016 penny, was discovered to have an extremely rare minting error. It was so rare that it had never been seen before in a modern US penny. The error involved the misalignment of the design elements on the coin, which caused the image of Abraham Lincoln to appear slightly off-center, with some parts of his face and hair completely missing. This misalignment was not only unusual but highly significant because of how minuscule the error was. Such imperfections are rare in modern coinage, especially since minting technology has become so advanced over the years. It wasn't the typical type of error that collectors were used to finding, like double strikes or die cracks. This particular mistake made the coin stand out like no other. The discovery of this rare 2016 penny sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Collectors and enthusiasts alike were astounded by the rarity of such an error in modern coins. As news of the coin spread, so did its value. Numismatists and collectors, who typically scour through millions of coins in search of unique finds, recognized the immense rarity of this one. The market for this penny quickly escalated, with bids reaching astronomical numbers. At first, the penny was valued at around $50,000, which is already a large amount for a coin with a face value of just 1 cent. But as the auction process continued, the bids surged even higher, breaking records in the process. Experts who had been following the auction were left astounded as the price of this coin began to climb. It wasn't long before the bidding war had pushed the price to a staggering $100,000, and then beyond. Every coin collector with a keen eye for rare items seemed to want a piece of history. This wasn't just about owning a coin, it was about owning a symbol of something completely unexpected, a simple penny that had become worth a small fortune. As the auction continued, speculation grew. What was driving the price so high? Was it just the error, or was there something deeper at play here? Some experts suggested that the rarity of the coin combined with the intrigue surrounding its error made it an especially desirable piece. Others noted that the penny was produced during a particularly unusual time in U.S. history, adding an extra layer of significance to its value. And then, things got even crazier. The penny continued to make headlines as more collectors came forward, offering increasingly higher bids. The price continued to climb, but no one could have anticipated just how high it would go. Soon, the penny's value soared to $500,000. But even that wasn't the end. The bidding intensified even further, with collectors continuing to push the price upward at breakneck speed. And when all was said and done, the penny that had originally cost just 1 cent sold for an astounding $8 million. Yes, you read that correctly, $8 million for a penny. A single, 2016 1-cent coin. The moment this sale closed, the numismatic world was in shock. No one could quite believe that a penny, something that most people would regard as practically worthless, could fetch such an unbelievable price. It was, without a doubt, one of the most surprising and significant sales in the history of coin collecting. So, how did this happen? What exactly made this penny so valuable? The answer lies in the rarity of the error, the meticulous nature of coin collectors, and the unusual set of circumstances that led to the discovery of this particular coin. It wasn't just an ordinary penny, it was a once-in-a-lifetime find. And for the lucky collector who managed to secure it, it represented a monumental achievement in the world of numismatics. But the story doesn't end there. After the sale, the penny continued to generate interest from all corners of the globe. Museums and galleries, always eager to add rare and valuable artifacts to their collections, began to show interest in acquiring the coin. Some even suggested that it might one day be displayed in a museum dedicated to the history of currency. Others speculated that its value could continue to rise, making it an incredibly lucrative investment. While the buyer remained anonymous for some time, rumors swirled about who had purchased the coin, with various wealthy individuals and organizations being linked to the sale. In the wake of this event, the world of coin collecting was forever changed. The 2016 penny had become a symbol of just how unpredictable the world of numismatics can be. What was once considered a simple and mundane piece of currency had transformed into one of the most expensive and coveted coins in history. For collectors and enthusiasts, this sale served as a reminder of the power of rarity. Coins, especially those with minting errors or unique features, have always had the potential to rise in value. And in the case of this particular 2016 penny, that value reached a level that no one could have imagined. As for the rest of us, it's a testament to the unpredictability of the market and the fascinating world of numismatics. Who would have thought that a simple penny could be worth millions of dollars? It's a story that reminds us to never underestimate the value of something, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant it may seem. And that brings us to the end of today's story. The 2016 1-cent coin that sold for $8 million will undoubtedly go down in history as one of the most extraordinary tales in the world of coin collecting. So, the next time you find a penny lying on the ground, just remember, it might not be worth much today, but with the right twist of fate, it could become the next big thing in the world of rare and valuable currency. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more amazing tales from the world of numismatics, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.